there, welcome back to the channel. This is Power Stroke Maintenance. Today I'm going to be talking about why steering stabilizers do not fix death wobble. They fix the symptoms, but not the problem. So we're going to go through it. Let's dive in. So I have my Fox ATS steering stabilizer off the truck because I'm waiting on a clamp. I need to get a different clamp size because this OEM clamp will not fit on my new Apex chassis steering system. So I had to get the Apex chassis Fox ATS adapter. So that is coming on Monday, but the truck currently does not have a steering stabilizer on it. And I've seen a lot of videos, main reason I'm making this video, but a lot of videos online where people talk about, oh, you can fix death wobble by getting a better steering stabilizer. And I think that is partially true. It's definitely not fixing the problem though. It's fixing the symptoms. And so today I'm going to talk about, how and why you should try to hit the underlying issue and not just the symptoms by slapping a steering stabilizer on. Because yes, the steering stabilizer will fix or help with death wobble to prevent steering vibrations, but it is not really, like, lack of a steering stabilizer is not what's causing death wobble. So we're gonna hop under the truck and I'll talk about what I mean by all of this. Okay, so I've made other videos talking about death wobble, and essentially death wobble is caused by play in your ball joints that exist underneath your truck. So whether it's the steering joints, whether it's your actual ball joints, whether it's the ball joint connection point in your track bar, it is caused by the play in those joints. It could be a little bit of play even that maybe causes it to shimmy a little bit. And so if your axle has any play, the axle or the steering, and it has the ability to move side to side even the slightest amount, that, especially at high speeds, can become exaggerated and is what causes death wobble. So by putting a steering stabilizer on, and of course I don't have mine on, but it would be mounted right here. By putting a steering stabilizer on, you're dampening those vibrations, but chances are if the vibrations were there in the first place, it wasn't the steering stabilizer that was the issue. The steering stabilizer is just preventing your front end from vibrating because there are joints that are loose. So yes, you could slap a steering stabilizer on and it would fix, all the play in your drag link, in your track bar, in your tie rod. At the end of the day, those three pieces, the drag link, the track bar, and the tie rod, are what will cause death wobble, not the lack of a steering stabilizer. So at some point, your joints will continue to wear out, and then eventually the steering stabilizer isn't going to be fixing your death wobble. You're gonna just keep getting the wobble. Maybe you keep turning up your steering stabilizer and maybe it masks the issue, but those joints are just gonna continue to wear, and eventually you're just gonna have to replace the joints. So I guess the steering stabilizer is definitely more like a Band-Aid. It will not fix it. It will at most be a Band-Aid temporarily that will dampen the vibrations. The vibrations most likely will still be there, but you just need to check the ball joint connection points on your steering, and basically anything that connects the axle and wheel or the steering knuckle to the road, that is what is causing death wobble. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you as you look to tighten up your steering and maybe prevent death wobble. I think the goal of this for me was just, there's a lot of bad information out there about solid axle steering, and so to prevent you from just spending money on parts needlessly, be sure you're going under and checking your front end for play before you just go out and buy a steering stabilizer thinking it will fix death wobble, because it will not. At some point you will just be replacing those parts anyway. So do a little digging, get a pry bar and a hammer and go bang around underneath your truck for a little bit, and yeah, you'll find a lot, I'm sure. This has been Power Stroke Maintenance. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please be sure to subscribe and we'll see you next time. Cheers.